Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. Today I want to talk with you guys a little bit about the state of the game, and by that I mean the current meta and some of the issues I have with the game right now. So let's just start with probably the biggest topic if you look at any type of post or whatever from World of Warships. The comment section is full of just, oh well, if you had included this carrier work, you haven't done this carrier work, I would still be here. Yada 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 yada. And the state of carriers right now, it seems that it went from the carriers or kind of powered to the carriers underpowered to now it's kind of in the what the heck is going on type of stage, because AA right now, and I'm saying this as a from the perspective of a battleship player, AA right now seems just to be wildly inconsistent. Well, heck, even from the point of view of a carrier player, because I have been playing more and more of the Graf Zeppelin recently. I'll be going after a lone Montana, and you know, I'll lose a plane or two, but I can get most of my attacks off. But then for some reason, I go after a Yamato, one puff of flak just destroys my entire squadron. And I know I've said this a lot, and I'll explain why I'm still saying this. But I can't help feeling that if this had gone through a bit longer testing phase, you certainly could have shortened this whole growing pains period with the carriers. Now, I do understand that eventually the rework did have to come out of testing. But if it just would have been kept in there for a little while longer, maybe just a longer alpha and a longer beta, it probably would have shortened this whole period of growing pains, because they're still working on changes to it. Now it seems they're trying to pay more attention to the spawning element, because I mean, who doesn't love being spotted in spawn, you know, within the first 20 seconds of the game? That's a big issue, because heck, that could really ruin a cruiser's day. You know, they just spawned in, they're barely getting out of spawn, get spotted by the enemy's planes, and then they get blapped by a Yami right after. That doesn't even work. I mean, I hate being spotted in spawn. Even though I'm in a battleship, I understand that my detection radius is humongous. Still, it would be nice to move out of spawn before I start getting shot at. I mean, sheesh. And honestly, some of the fixes they're trying to patch this with, it makes sense. If you go and you read the development blog, they're thinking about, oh, you know, for the first 10 minutes of the game, the planes won't be able to spot anything, but after that 10-minute mark, they'll be able to spot stuff for their team. Or, you know, start the 10-minute mark, all should have air detection range of 0 kilometers, but it will slowly grow over time. Honestly, the easiest way I see to fix this is just do the exact same thing you did with the radar to the spotting, to the plane spotting. Once the carrier spots a ship, it takes 6 seconds for the rest of the team to spot it. That'll give the ship time to respond. It'll be like the pilots of the planes have the radio back to the carrier, and the carrier have to be sending the message out to the fleet. I don't know what's so hard about that. This is a free idea, wargaming. Just do that. That seems to be the easiest solution to this. You know, it's not that hard. But, you know, and would that be, would that fix all the problems with the spotting? No. But that would certainly fix the whole being spotted in the first 2 minutes of the match, especially for destroyers. Give them time to react, time to pop their smoke, time to get behind the island, to where, yeah, they're still deal with the planes, but hey, they're safe from fire from the other surface ships now. I mean, I can see that as the easiest fix. Now, with the other things about the carriers and being able to focus down ships is extremely hard. I mean, any ship that goes out alone is asking to be focused down by, well, anybody. When I charge up alone in my aggressive curve, first I understand that I'm going to be shot at for probably 3 or more ships when I decide to go for a charge. And, you know, carriers, they're there, they're staying. I'd imagine they're staying. We can see them removing carriers from the game. And it's something we are going to have to live with, and I do have to congratulate Wargaming for at least still trying to fix the problem rather than just saying it is what it is, deal with it. So they are at least fixing the problem, or at least trying to fix the problem.
The ship is on
fire! So the other major thing I want to talk about is, well, how Wargaming keeps saying they want ships to push in, and keep changing the way the game works to
Problem solved, sir.
kind of discourage it almost. Now, the first major change I'm talking about is the Battleship AP versus Destroyers change. For those who don't know, the amount of damage that the battlefield can inflict upon any destroyer was changed from, I think it was like 30% before, 30% of the shell's maximum damage. Now it got shut down to 10% of the shell's maximum damage. And
ship is on fire.
Still, I said this in a video quite some time ago, and I'm going to say it again here. One of the reasons they gave for this was that, well, if a Montana lands 12 hits on a Shimakaze, this would destroy the Shimakaze. To that, I have to say, yes, it would. That's the point. I'm not sure if they said it would outright destroy it, or it would cripple it to where it would make the ship ineffective for the rest of the game. Yeah. What's wrong with that? First off, I have played battleships for well over 4,000 games now. The amount of times I have absolutely crushed a destroyer by such might and have had such a blessing from RNGesus is one time. I have done that to a Shimakaze one time, from full health to dead, in one mighty salvo, once, without a detonation, by pure pins, one time. He was broadside onto me, he was 9 kilometers away, he did not turn, I lined up my sights, I pulled the trigger, all 12 shells hit, and he ceased to exist. He goofed, that was his fault, he had that coming. Well, he may not have that coming if RNGesus decided he didn't want to have that coming, because the amount of times 12 shells, or hell, 9 shells from my Montana have hit one destroyer is, it doesn't happen all that much. And Montana is one of the most accurate tier 10. She has 12 guns, she has extremely good dispersion, and good Sigma. Yami does have better dispersion, but Montana's got 3 more guns, so he's throwing more stuff at the target. And it just doesn't happen that often. Like, barely. When I fire at a destroyer in Montana from anywhere from 10 kilometers away, it's rare if I get half the shells I shot him to even hit. It's normally 3, if that. Now from 10 kilometers in, it usually is half, but heck, all 12? That barely happens. And they said at range too. At range, that is rarely ever gonna happen. It's at range, I mean 15 kilometers away. That's at range. That is so rare. What that does do is give destroyers more confidence against battleships. Destroyers already have incredibly small detection range. Most tier 10s are somewhere in the 7 to 5 kilometer detection range. That's a small detection range. So, if it's not a carrier game, and they slip up and become detected and get blapped by a battleship from close range, that's their own fault. Now, again, this does go back to the whole, well, now that the carrier's rework is here and you can easily purple spot a destroyer. Yeah, but why are you punishing the battleships instead of focusing on fixing the problem with the spotting? Which, I mean, they are to an extent now, but still, this isn't the battleship's fault. It's the way the game has just changed the carrier. What's the difference from that? From destroyers are able to detect a battleship out at range, and the battleship can't even. Hell, at least you can see the planes when they're spotting you. You can turn your AA on to shoot a couple of them down. You can get just hunted by a destroyer with a battleship, and you don't know where the hell he is most of the time. I mean, if you're a Yami in the back, oh hell, if you're a Kurfürst retreating, trying to go undetected just because you tried to push but it didn't work out, so you're bailing out now, and you'll be 20 kilometers away from their ships, but you'll still be being spotted by destroyer and still eating shells from enemy battleships and enemy cruisers who are still firing at you because the destroyer is still spotting you. So why now that destroyers can be spotted does that warrant such a big change for that? If you get what I'm saying. It's annoying because constantly we want battleships to push in, we want players to push in, we want cruisers to push in, we want people to push in. But then all these changes they keep adding to the game, it's just like, it's pushing the engagement further and further out. And now you got ships like Zuma, who's really good at long range, really good at standing ship from long range. And then now we're getting this insane Russian meta, which those of you that don't know, the way the Russian guns to battleship work, Russian battleship guns work now, is the closer you are to the target, the better the destruction is. That is great. That is amazing. That makes me want to push in. It makes me want to get close and brawl. That is a great feature. I applaud you for doing that. Then you include the Pobeda, who does the exact opposite with its guns. The further away the target is, the more accurate that ship is. And it's more accurate than Yamato at range. I mean, I don't have it to show you, but you can go watch. There's a video that Flamu put up, and it is kind of depressing how crazy that ship is at range. It only has 16-inch guns. They have Russian 16-inch guns, and they have, I think, something to do. They have very good drag ratios and this and that, and they're insane. He's doing Yamato levels of damage at range. And this whole ship is designed to sit back and absolutely nuke the crap out of other battleships and cruisers. That does not make me want to push up. That makes me want to get the hell away from that thing. That's what that makes me want to do. That makes me want to run. Because when I'm playing Grosser Curve first, or Montana, or anything that's not the Yami that can't respond to that, what the hell can I do? I gotta run away from it. I can't charge it because he's probably got his enemy team in between me and him. But it's just, oh god, it is confusing with what Wargaming's saying and what Wargaming is doing. And you know, Pobeda is still in testing. It may not even see the light of day. I hope it doesn't, because if it does, that plus the current death ball meta, whatever the Pobeda on the enemy team is just gonna be able to pick all of us off and farm the crap out of us for damage. But those are some of my concerns right now. And are they unfounded? Maybe. Like I just said, Pobeda's still in testing. They are still working on the carriers right now. But if you ask most people, it seems that the current state of the game is a bit of misery, while the game's going through all these changes recently. But who knows? I do still like the game, and I do still play the game, and I'm planning on continuing to play the game until it becomes an absolute pain for me to play it, because I still do have good games. I still have really, really good games right now. But hopefully all this gets fixed. I hope it does, and I believe it will. But that's just some of my frustrations with the game right now, and maybe this video will act as the comment section for this video will act as a little venting ground for all of you. So go ahead, vent in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What's the biggest issue with the game for you right now? Feel free to share and discuss down below. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Bit different video today, bit more of a venty, rambly video. These sometimes do good, these sometimes do bad. I don't really, it doesn't really bother me too much which way it goes. Just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. So, enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you guys in the next one.